5 surprising roster decisions the Browns could make. I'm going to break it into 3 and 2. They've got trade Chris Hubbard, keep 10 offensive linemen, and then keep only 5 wide receivers. Let's deal with that. Any way you can see just 5 wide receivers on this roster?
No, I don't see that. I don't see just 5 wide receivers. I mean, you look at Landry, Beckham, Peoples-Jones, Higgins, and then a couple of the other guys that you have coming into the organization or holdovers from last year, and there's more than just 5. I think that you're looking at, if the Browns are going with their wide receiver core, it's got to be more than 5. 5 is not going to cap it. I think it at least is going to be a 6-man unit. Keeping 10 offensive linemen, as you just said, well, I don't know if the Browns need to necessarily do that, and I'm curious to see what exactly they end up doing with their offensive line. But I'm not sure if I see that either. And then the other one that you brought up is Chris Hubbard. Well, you have to see what kind of value Chris Hubbard is going to take. If you were to trade him, what value is he going to come at? That value could change in the weeks leading up to the season. Chris Hubbard can be a reliable starting offensive lineman for a team. Yep. So the Browns could look into that. I think that we will see Andrew Berry and this front office attempt to stay aggressive as this preseason continues, and Chris Hubbard might be a guy that's on the move. But of the surprising roster decisions that the Browns could make, do I actually think that any of those 3 are going to occur? I really don't, which is why I would be surprised. The one that seems unrealistic is the wide receivers one, Dave, right? Because you look at the sheer options this team has, to only carry 5 would be very odd.
Yeah, there's like 7 that you go, because the ones you mentioned, you had JoJo Natson, you had Anthony Schwartz, you had Cordero Hodge. Yeah, and so those are all kind of interesting. All right, the last 2, keep 10 defensive linemen or keep only 4 linebackers. And if they're going to play a base of 2 linebackers, maybe, but the challenge there is you're going to have some linebackers that are going to probably be your special teams guys, and that's why I think you probably keep at least 5 of them.
You probably do. You keep more than 4 linebackers. The defensive lineman is an interesting one because of the strength at the top of that core. So maybe I don't know if the Browns have the need for all of that depth on their defensive line. I think that the Browns are set in a good position with their defensive line. I don't see a team only keeping 4 linebackers. Even if you are in that predicament where you say, we're only going to keep 4, we're going to try to gamble elsewhere. Look, there could be a time when you really regret that decision in a game. And even if you're playing the 2 linebacker system that you're talking about, where you prioritize the secondary more, there's still some problems that you run into. So I think that all these scenarios are interesting, but I think it's unlikely that the Browns only keep 4 linebackers. I think they're going to have 5 linebackers. I think they're going to have more than 5 wide receivers. The defensive lineman take, I don't really see it at all because I think that the Browns are stacked at the top there, and I think that they feel pretty good about where they're at with their defensive line.